I can't see.
I think it's gone live already.
But I can't see.
Which one? It's gone live.
It's gone live. Okay, we can go live. It's all right.
Was that off? All right.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Happy festive season, I was going to say. It's my festive. Sorry, we haven't turned up for a while, and but today we thought we need to go live because if you know us, I'm sure you know the gentleman next to me. That's my husband, Pastor Dr. Bumi Ajayi, and he's been on the show a few times. The brain behind the show. But today we want to, or yesterday actually, we clocked 30 years of beautiful marital life. And the question has been asked in 30 years, what have you learned? What have you got to share? So I thought, let me bring my husband on the show to talk to you and share with you, I beg your pardon, what we've learned in the course of the years. And some people question, has it always worked? Is it really working? So I thought 30 years is something, isn't it? But anyway, sit back, call whoever you might want to call. And because now you're getting the real deal, the absolute real deal from us for nothing. So call whoever you want to call and sit back and watch us state at it. So welcome on the show.
Thank you, honey. The
Thank
wife of my youth. You
you.
haven't changed.
Really?
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
change. I really want to
You're
change.
the daughter of Christ, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So that's
Amen.
interesting. But it's good to be on the show, and I'm sure we'll have an exciting discourse. Just had to have. This has not been scripted. We don't need to script anything because this is our life. We want to share 30 years, and they've called it 30 for 30, which is 30 nuggets, 30 questions, 30 discussion points, 30
Hopefully we'll be able to
in
get
30
through.
years. So yeah, let's just keep going. We don't know how long this is going to go for. If it has to have a chapter 2 or episode 2, we'll do that. But I think hopefully the lessons where we've had false starts, where we've sort of struggled and got it right here and there will help somebody out there because I think marriage in its very form has been under tremendous attack worldwide and it doesn't have to be so. So we hope that what we're going to share today will be useful and beneficial to everyone, regardless of how long you've been married. Because at the end of the day, you might think your marriage is working, but let he who stands watch, because it takes a lifetime to really know a successful marriage, doesn't it?
Yeah, it takes a lifetime. But
it does.
We were actually pondering on the journey as well prior to this conversation, and
Maybe it will be rooted all along.
I hope.
I hope not. I hope not.
Hello, have you always heard us, or was it fainted, or you couldn't hear at all? So maybe now it's okay. It's okay now. So anyway, it's the way you accepted Christ and you just speak up. That is what really blows my mind. Like the way you have the revelation of the Word of God now too, amazing. So that's something basically for me. That's major.
So let me just recap, just in case you're joining us afresh. We're not sure if the audio had been playing up since the start, but we'll just summarize what we have said before. That way, just to give a bit of context to what it is. It's our 30th years anniversary. 30
Wedding
years
anniversary.
since we've been married, and we just want to go down the memory lane and share, our pains, joys, our victories, our struggles, our tears, and everything. That the marriage is a package, because marriage is life. Life is, is in marriage. So you can't have one without the other. But to God be the glory. We've had an amazing experience all through the 30 years, even in the times of struggle. We still were able to painstaking, knowing that God with us, we would overcome, and we have always been. It's always been that case for us. So we just want to share some of the nuggets. I would call it 30 for 30, which means 30 nuggets, 30 discussion points, 30 questions, 30 lessons that we can share and pass across in our 30 years of marriage. So that's where we're on number three now. And I think the first one had to do with one or two key lessons that we've learned in our marriage. The first one was the most memorable moment, which we shared about a couple of those issues. So there you go. Number three.
How your relationship has evolved, which I've said.
You've said that, yes. For me, I think it's evolved over the years, because now we've matured. I mean, it will be very silly if we've done 30 years and we're not growing. I think every year we need to see measurable improvement and growth in us. But even the scriptures mention that Jesus grew in stature, in wisdom, and in favor with men and with God. We've seen the hand of God upon our lives. It's been tremendous, it's been exponential, but we have also grown spiritually. We have grown, obviously, physically. You got to grow, and emotionally, and and we just thank God for that. That a lot of things that used to mean big things for us in the past, maybe the first couple of years or so that we got married, that we would fret about and argue about and all of that, we no longer do that over the years. But it's been a journey. It's been intentional. It's been wanting to make that progress and to make that change.
Yeah.
So yes, it's really evolved to the point now that we kind of, there's this level of freedom one with another. We've always had it, but it's gotten to another level. And there's nothing we can share with each other, which has always been the case, but now it's even to another level. And I think that's really helped us to know that, look, we have been able to also measure the growth, because every year, I think we'll get to that, but every year we kind of take stock to see how have we traveled in our relationship, what can we improve upon, and what are we struggling with, and how can we improve on that. Yeah,
we do.
Awesome. So let's go to number 4, goals and dreams for the future.
My dream is for us to be able to, one day take our grandchildren, escape on the cruise and just be cruising. We stop in Barbados and then join another cruise.
Just cruising away.
Just cruising. That would be a dream. That's a dream actually. And if we have to drop the grandchildren, the parents can meet us halfway, collect their children, and we keep going. And for God's blessing health wise, whereas so we'll be able to, age well and continue to age wisely. And if we end up in nursing home, they put us in the same room. Don't separate us. Don't separate us. Yeah. So well, we always cast all our things, dreams and aspiration unto God, because He's the author and finisher of our faith. We don't know what tomorrow holds, but we know that Father has got us at the palm of His hands. He holds tomorrow. So our dream, for me, I don't do a lot of dream. I think we live in our lives, and our day is like a daydream every day. Really.
Yeah, I just think a time comes that you want to be able to pass on to the next generation, to be able to, even what we're doing today is part of the things that we believe, someone 20 years, whatever, 100 years from now will watch this and will be able to take a, maybe our great grandkids and all of that. So it's about now living a life of, I don't want to use significant because almost everything God created is significant, but living the threshold of success to advancing and being elevated to the area, the domain of significance, making impact, pouring in and building into the next generation. And one of which is something we've been working on for a while, really. We've just written a book on relationship, which is we're about putting finishing touches to. And that will be something that we believe will be a blessing, which is some of the lessons and the tips that we've taken about our relationship, both within this last 30 or 37 years. We're putting that in print for the next generation. We've also started a ministry, apart from what we had before, just on relationship, which is called Couples Evolution. And you can go to the website. I think it's somewhere here. Let's see. It's couplesevolution.org.au. You can visit that. And in terms of the books, we do have some, let's see, we do have, we do have some of it, the cover here. So this is the book where we'll soon be launching, so watch out for that. It's co-written by both of us, and it is about, we know why your marriage struggles and how to reinvent it. Because we've been there as well, and to the glory of God, we've been able to learn one or two lessons that we can pass on. So in terms of what, how we believe we can
involvement.
How we've evolved and the goals and dreams for the future. I think it's about trying to give back to the next generation, to the people around, and be able to just lift people up. That's in whatever way, shape, or form that we can continue to do that. So we've done that in the past with our conferences, and we'll still continue to do that in other forms as God inspires us to do. All right, let's go to number 5 now. How have you supported each other's personal growth?
Literally. Yes. We have like I don't know the people that are watching, or the people that might be watching. I'm sure they want practicality, and I'm the master of practicality. So how we've helped, I really want us to actually really give them the tip in a practical sense. So one of the things was that when you started your business, for example, I was working in the mental institution at the time, and in a private clinic, and some of the patients were like CEO of organizations and big guys, and they just come for their treatment and they go back to the office. So I remember, this might not be whatever, but I remember I was telling a few of them, my husband is starting a business, and particular one gave us a big, beautiful tip that we did business with. Remember that one? Gave us the first marketing strategy that we used. Amazing. We've never seen anything like that even up to now. Amazing tips, and we used it. I know that even then we'll be going to every area, going to sanctuary lakes and dropping leaflets, both of us in the cold, in the rain, for mega lines at the time. Or, when maybe we might not be able to even pay staff at the time. We will like, don't worry, B, I can go and do that. We pay staff, we do everything. So, so we've been helping each other. And if I'm doing anything as well, you'll be like, don't worry, whatever. If I'm driving, like, okay, drive. I hit somebody or somebody hit me, like, how much is it? Let's fix the car. You support me in a whole lot of ways. You let me be me. You let me, even when the things I'm doing are not your thing, like selling Gary, for example. You particularly don't like all those sort of things. You create a beautiful office, get me a beautiful lab, computer set up, a nice office. I'm like, you can't tie me down to this office. I want to start plantain. And like, really? Or sometimes you come and say, your office is smelling of some crayfish. Like, what is this? And then you go and buy demystifier, buy all this to neutralize my crayfish smell. And I just laugh it off, and eventually I make you laugh, and then you laugh, and just let me be. I think, supporting each other is amazing. Even when let me just stop there because it's a bit deeper. So if you want to know deep, you need to talk to us. We'll give you the deeper. I was gonna say, when you buy me a car, for example, and say you pay for the car, go and buy the car that open up, like, latest, and I don't want the car, and I'll tell you, go and cancel your. I don't want fancy car. I want rugged car. Like, before will let me carry my plantain inside. And then you say, okay, even though you really wanted me to get those cars, whatever it is, so we support each other there, like, seriously. Emotionally, I know, for example, even when we discovered that Tony had a special condition, I will hide that from you. I hid it for many years. I will be using treats because I really don't want you to break. I'm like, if my husband knows what this is going to be or what this is, he's probably going to die. And you're like, let me cover him. I don't want to. So I will slowly introduce it to you and say, do you know what happened today? Do you know what, she might have done 5 things. I'll tell you one, just so you have an idea. So I thought it would be a real big shock to your system. So I wouldn't want to break you. So emotionally, I will save you some headaches and some even little talks that are not necessary when I know that you're tired, you're working hard, you've been in the office. So some talks that are not relevant, I wouldn't even tell you. I just, it's not necessary. This means nothing to my husband. It's just going to occupy his brain. He's already tired. It's rubbish. So I've been able to differ what is important to you and what is not important to you, to emotionally, to support you, so you're not well spent, something like that.
Yeah. No, I don't think I can put it any better than you have put. We're there for each other because we believe that. We both believe that it's one team.
Yeah.
And I think that's been one of the strengths in our relationship, that we kind of we let each other be the best version of ourselves. I know your strength. I know what you love to do, what puts that gleam in your eyes and everything. It may not be exactly what I want to do, but and I think that's the problem. Most couples, they try to change the other. To say, oh, but why they know? Just let them be the best, because once they can flourish in their own space, everybody's been given God-given potential and talents and everything to fulfill certain purposes. There are people waiting on the other end of their obedience that God has sent you to be able to bless. And I can see that, how you're touching lives and helping people in ways that are calling evil, because that's your grace that God is giving to you. But if I held you back and said, look, you can't do this, but that would even be on me at the end of the day. So it's a matter of just knowing that you've been gifted a certain way. Your wife has been gifted a certain way, perhaps differently, but align each other to flourish, I think, is the best thing that we could do. So in terms of supporting, it's about, I believe that we need to nourish so you can flourish. We nourish each other. It's cross-pollination so you can flourish. And when we're all the best version of each other, then we all win. We're on the same team. We're not competing. We're just, helping to complete each other, you'll be my helpmate to help me fulfill my goals and vision and everything for our family. But at the same time, you also have God-given goals and visions and everything. It's my duty as well to be able to help you to fulfill that. A lot of people talk about the Proverbs 31 woman, but nobody talks about the Proverbs 31 man.
Yeah.
Because if when you look at it as well, the man has allowed the woman to flourish to do all those things.
True.
Because it takes two. If it was a man that would say, "Oh no, I don't want you doing this," or being insecure or something like that, the woman would not be the epitome of an ideal virtuous woman that we know today. So while we're exploring or extolling the virtues of the man of the woman, we also should not forget that there's a man there that supports her to be able to do all of that thing. And you can see that mutual thing.
I like that because that man there was not proud.
He wasn't.
Because when the man comes to the gate, they recognize the man because of the wife. And
That's
he didn't
correct.
say, no, I'm the this, I'm the that. So that's a good point.
Awesome. So how are we traveling for time? Do you want us to go on a break and we'll come back, or we'll just keep going?
We do one more and then
We'll do one more. All right. So let's go to number 6 now. Challenges you have overcome together. Oh, how many do you want? It's a lot. Is it back in Nigeria? Even when after I graduated, within a couple of years, God graced me to meet a certain man, and I started a business, an insurance broking firm. I was the youngest managing director in Nigeria at the time for insurance broking.
That's right.
So running a business is not new to me. I've done it successfully. Had branches in Port Harcourt, in Abuja, in Lagos, and all of that, and all of that. So, but at the time, there were some challenges and struggles getting it up. It was breaking new ground. We hadn't seen that before. So, but it was like my wife was there, like the rock of Gibraltar, just standing and saying, "Look, it doesn't matter. I'm behind you." We go together even when we had to go and see my chairman and to iron out certain things. She was there. We prayed together about all of that. So it started not today. What you see today is just part of the tail end, but a lot has been a lot has happened to bring us to this point. So I see that. Or could it be the time when somebody was meant to take advantage of you in your business as well? Somebody you think was a friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention names unless you want to, but and then we had that challenge, but we're there together. We're there together. I went in there, tried to appeal to the husband, but that could not even help. We had to get people to do that. Or when we bought a shop and somebody wanted to rip over, we had to get one of my cousins to come. So we've been through a lot. We've been through a lot. It's not all been rosy. Don't think it's all glitz. It's not. But even in those challenges, that some of those highlights of our marriage is even in those challenges. I love the way God has come through for us. I love the way there have been obstacles, but we've been able to overcome each and every one of them. Or even talking about times of grief and loss. Within a year, 2 years, we both lost beloved brothers that we both love so much, both of them. And how do we, but we're there, we cried together, we encouraged each other, we did whatever it is to be able to get us out of that and see things from a brighter light. And that's what this whole thing is all about. The deposit to make in those down moments are what really comes true for you when you're at the mountaintop of your relationship. So yeah, just a few of the challenges we've had.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of challenges really. When we had the kids, it was fun. It was good. We're happy. I guess it's only when we came to Australia that we had a little bit of the challenge, which the work was becoming too much. And you would tell us to go and get cleaner, get this one, pay for this. So it wasn't really, I don't know if we really had challenges apart from when we started the business, as well.
Because it was a lot. It was a lot, and then we had to balance things, and they have time, even taking kids to soccer or to then they were playing
whatever they were doing,
basketball, tennis, everything. It was just tough because we had a business to build. And thank God for you as well, because you took the bulk of that, because you were there. And even at the time when I just started a job, I couldn't travel, which is something looking back now, I don't know, but it was just a new job. We had already lined up a tour to go around the world with the kids, but I just got this job. My boss would not even want to to hear it because
And I
so
travel with
you
the
had to
kids
travel with the kids and stuff like that. But
around
of
the
course, we made
world
it.
by myself.
Yeah, we made up for it again. We had another trip where I was, it was the whole family. But little things like that, it's all about understanding. Being able to say, don't worry, you do what you have to do while I do what I have to do. So,
So we're going to go on a quick break so we don't bore you, and we'll be back. And bring it back. Welcome back. I don't know if you got a question, direct question. I like direct question.
yes.
Because if you don't ask us, you'll be guessing. Why are you guessing when you get us to ask directly? Whatever question we can handle, okay? It's all okay. Welcome back anyway. So we were talking about all the 30 for 30. What have we learned? What challenges, obstacles that we've been able to,
to overcome.
Yeah.
All right. We're on question number 7.
Yeah.
So
question number 7 is talking about the importance of communication in your relationship.
Yeah. I think we kind of touched on that a little bit before. That one of the things at the onset of our relationship was that sometimes I say things, but she might interpret it differently, and vice versa, and that was always a bit of a struggle. So, and I said to her that, look, if I say something and it means it's got an ambiguous meaning to you, choose the one that is of best intention. So give me the benefit of that, and that was always the thing. So,
but I remember too about communication, like verbally. When we got married, I was so happy to marry. If when we were growing up in Nigeria, I don't know, but in my side, you can't have a boyfriend. You have to be hiding. If they see the boy, they will beat you very well, even when you're so you'll be beaten badly. So we were hiding with little boyfriends there and there. So I was waiting for the day that I'm going to marry. So when I married, my husband, like, I was going crazy all over the place. And also I want to talk. And my husband wasn't talking. I'm like, this is one chance. I remember one day you said to me that you've spoken too much at work and that your mouth is sore. I've never heard that in my entire life. I don't know if you talk so much at work and then you can't talk. So communication, and then so I learned over time that oh my gosh, when I'm talking to you, I remember when I talk to you, you'll be saying yes, 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 and sometimes you might not say something, respond, and I will keep talking, and then I will look at you, you already slept. And I said, "Bumi, are you sleeping?" I was talking. He said, no, I'm not sleeping. I can hear you. So now I know when you just turn your back or you put your blanket somewhere, it's not listening, it's gone. So just keep my mouth shut. This guy, so communication. But whether we're talking, we're communicating. When we're not talking, we're communicating. You just have to know the style and the tone of the communication, and also to understand the interpretation of what communication is to you. He really wants to hear you, but he's tired, so he can come and kill himself.
Yes, and the timing of communication as well. Just like you said, the timing. You got to know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. So it's about the when, the what, and how.
But with you, a lot of times you don't want to hear a lot of, especially when it's irrelevant to you. When I'm telling you, like, somebody came today, you don't want to.
No, sometimes I enjoy it.
Sometimes you enjoy.
I do actually.
But your timing, it can be any time. It can be in the morning, you don't want to hear. It could be afternoon. So I know when you don't want.
But because sometimes you have a way of bringing it home that is fun. Yeah. And at that time, I'll lean in and try. Okay. But if it's someone just coming and blabbing, I've got so much on my head. Yeah. So, but so it's about knowing that, and also the bulk of communication is not even verbal. The tone of it is important, and the body language it's important as well. So,
But we communicate because we work together. We're in the same building
Oh,
as
we're
well.
always communicating.
So we're
Either
always
we're texting. We have an app that we used to send things.
So we communicate
Yeah.
really. We communicate.
All right, good.
The role of
Trust.
trust and how it has developed. I think from the onset, we've always trusted each other for one reason or the other. Really, never one day doubted my husband. Not a day. In terms of doubt, I might say, when I say help me to clean, for example, and you say you're tired, I don't know if you say that's really not doubt. I'll just say you can't be tired, you can do it. But in terms of integrity, never doubted it. In terms of yeah, I'll say integrity. I never ever doubted that in my life. I trusted you true and true. So I don't know, trust. Why? How would you? Can't you work together
unless they agree?
So why would trust be an issue? I don't get it.
Well, it could be an issue because if trust has been betrayed once,
True.
it's very hard to get it back.
True.
And I mean, trust is huge in relationship.
That's true.
And because I know that is huge, I think it's up to the individuals in the relation to make sure that you gain the trust of the other person, however it is. Because once you can get it, then you can be able to do things without the other person second guessing, checking, your phone, or where has it gone, what is it doing behind my back, and all of that. So, and without trust, you can't even get anywhere in relationship. So I think that's very, very important. We've never had that issue because we've just known that we know that we know. I think it's all about wanting to make the other person happy. We know that, look, mine own is when you have the best, why worry about the rest? So it's never even an issue. And also I trust you as well. I know that you're a people person and everything, and that you're just as an open book. What you see is what you get. So that, thank God, that has never been an issue with us, and that has really helped us to be able to know that even when we're not together, you can vouch that, okay, this is what my wife will do, this is what my wife will not do. So
I remember in Nigeria when I used to have all these senior chick friends, and they will come to our house. I might not be there, they might get there when you're there, and people will say, why are you letting that girl stay in your house with your husband? And my husband will always find something not exciting and interesting in a lot of people. I know my husband doesn't care, so never. Even when you came here before we came, I used to get phone calls in Nigeria and say, your husband, you need to come home before the Oyinbo. Like, say, some of the Oyinbo will make my husband sick. I'm telling you now. So I don't care, don't worry about it. So I've always had this trust. It wasn't an issue.
Yes. That's good.
Number 10?
Yes, number 10.
The value of compromise in your marriage. So you go first.
Okay.
Compromise.
No, number 9.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How you have maintained romance. Kumata, it's fine.
I think there's a bit of a
echo
feedback. Yeah, I'm trying to say maybe.
But people don't get it, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
How have you maintained romance, and let me talk like the way romance and intimacy
in your relationship? I think we've made an intentional effort to make sure that, of course, it's part of. I mean, it's an integral part of any relationship. Without it, you won't. You can't be close. You won't have the kids you have and all of that. But also to make sure that both of us, we care about the way we keep ourselves. I think it's important. Looking good is good business and all of that. And there have been times when we've made intentional effort, because sometimes we can be carried away. Sometimes, especially as you age and stage and everything, and development and midlife crisis and whatever it is you want to call it. But we still made the intention, conscious efforts to make sure that, yes, romance doesn't lack, and intimacy, we factor that in to make sure that it's an integral part of our relationship. Yeah, it's very, very important, because you can be carried away and doing every other thing. Oh, you're busy and you come back, you're tired, you don't even have time. And also, everything doesn't have to be sexual all the time.
No.
Even touching,
emotional
support and everything, that has really worked for us.
And we talked about that, where it's worked for us. We work in the same building, and sometimes we come with the same car to the office, and then we go with the same car back home. Sometimes we both walk to the office and we walk back home, and we're talking, we're holding hands, and we try to make our office even like a home, our home like a home.
We actually have a bed. No, this is secret. People don't know it, but we do have a compatible bed in the office.
They don't want to know that. Anyway, we have everything in our office, and we chill. In terms of, so one is intimacy and romance.
Romance, yes.
We support each other emotionally, and also I think we kind of develop the same style of romance right now. Like, even when you sleep and I hold your hand for a week, we're fine. Both of us, genuinely, we're fine. Whether you know what I mean? Like, we kind of grew together in that sense, and we have the same style and structure. So it's not that somebody is feeling something, neglected or whatever. It doesn't happen. We're happy. However, we're very, very happy.
That's good. And also on the romance thing, it's about doing the simple things in a special way.
Yeah.
I think that's important. For instance, I think, for instance, if it's a birthday or something, I can easily just get you a gift and just give it to you, something, but we try to
make a drama
out of it,
because I like drama.
Make a drama out of it. And I've known that it's not just about what I do for you, but it's how I do it, how I present it. It's in the packaging.
You're actually, in saying that, you're actually really good. You're better than me when it comes to that.
I try to be creative. I try to be creative in that.
You've always been.
I remember the time I had to deliver a flower, but I had to get a limousine to deliver a flower to
That's right. That's right. The limousine came. I was doing the front yard, and he says, "I'm looking for number 12 Castro." I'm like, 12 Castro, please.
That was back then. Yes.
And I said, "Yeah, it's here." And I said, "I've got the flower." And I said, "For who?" The guy says to me, I'm like, "Oh, you mean next door? Like, maybe you don't know where you're going." He says, "No, it's your name, Tell me." I'm like, "Yes." So where are you coming? Limousine flower? That was madness. The other time I was doing night shift, I was finishing in the morning, and they brought this huge box of WeFit. And with everything, the WeFit just came
out at the
time. And the whole,
because I could have just brought it at home, or you could have. So
I know
it's about the surprise element.
It was
it's not about the gift itself. That's anything money can buy. It's the thing that money cannot buy.
I know. I was so blown away. So blown away, because it was huge. I'm like, "Who's got this? Let me just go and do my handover." And I came back, it was my name on it. What? So a few times, even when you write on the
40th, the card, that was
surprise.
That as well. So a lot of those.
Even card, when you write your card, I don't know where you get your cards from. They're different. I know I haven't seen them. I'm going through the shops trying to get the cards that you get. And where are these cards? Like, open it, I couldn't open. Once this card about, like, a lot of beautiful things. You're better than me. Really, I'll give that to you.
Thank you.
I'll give that to you for sure.
Right. Good. So let's keep going. Number 10 is the value of compromise in a relationship. Okay.
You compromise. I remember quickly when I used to go about, helping people many years down back, like 10 years, 15 years back, and you're like, "We need you at home." I'm like, "But you got me tonight. I'm coming. Let me just go to Adelaide. Let me go to this place. This person is suffering." And later on, I now realized that, oh my gosh, I've left you a few times, and I'll just jump away, go and rescue something somewhere. And that's so that's a lot of compromise, I'll say. So again, you helped me.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to understanding as well. And what I'll say about that is meeting each other halfway. I think that's what I think it's important, because sometimes each person wants to stick to their own side of things, it's never going to work. It's going to break down the middle. But you need to be able to give up something to meet the other halfway. And when you do that together, you find out what you think you cannot even do. You find out you may end up even enjoying it.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about
give and
negotiation, give and take, meeting each other halfway, and just looking after the interest of the other.
Yeah.
And if you're both on that same mindset, of course, you both will become unstoppable.
Yeah. We compromise even financially. Whether if it's not enough, you find a way to make it happen.
Absolutely.
And vice versa.
Absolutely.
Number 11.
Yes. How have you managed to balance work and family life?
I think we've answered that
because we work together, we
live together.
So it's all for us. Life is work, work is life. I mean, it's just the same thing. We come into work most times, same car. She's downstairs and upstairs. I'm upstairs. I go down. We have lunch every now and again. And now, thank God, one of our children works with us, so we still have that connectivity and all of that, and
we still meet. But the other thing also I was going to say is, if we work sometimes to maybe we're tired, we just stay in the office till 1 o'clock. We rest.
Yep.
We in the office watching TV or listening to messages and all that, and we go home at 2 o'clock. We continue to sleep. So really, we balance our lives.
Yeah,
and we get away.
We do life together.
Yeah,
we do life together. I think that's important. That's important to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Impact of children relationship.
Yes.
When they were little, just for the sake of time, we're a bit faster.
Yeah.
When they were little, that's one of the compromises I had to do. I had to stay home with them. Since I came to this country, I've never ever done full-time job before. No. I might do, when it's a holiday, I might do double shifts. I might quickly work. And when Bumi is on leave, I might work. But that's one of the compromises. I have to make sure that I stay home with the kids. Like he's just said before, if we have to go around the world and Bumi is not able to, I do. We compromise a lot. So the children, I think I decided to make that sacrifice to stay home, so they didn't have any much impact really. You do what you can do when you can do it, but they didn't have any negative impact. Otherwise, they on the contrary, they have positive impact on us really.
Even more so now, even the children now, they speak to our lives now because it's a different generation. It's the kind of reality that we knew growing up and everything is like, now they're telling us something. I'm like, this is it. I mean, you got it quicker than me, but I'm like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
This is, it's going to be this way and all of that. But, now you just got to understand that it's a different world we're in, completely different. I'm going to make that shift. As parents, this is important as well, because we're finding some people losing their kids just because they're not able to be flexible and to be able to see things the way of these youths, because it's a different world. Their communication style is different, and the way they see the world is completely different from the way we see it.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of meeting in the middle as well.
Yeah. The other thing also with the children is that, like the time that I might be complaining that I didn't get help, they might they heard us, so heard me say I don't get help. So if they come to me and say, it's not helping you, why? I'm like, don't worry, it's not, I'm fine. It's my husband, it has nothing to do with you. We try to cover each other in that way, because if I'm going their way, it's no way. I'm not gonna get anywhere. I don't want it to. I can handle it myself. I don't want anybody to get in between us, and I also don't want my problem to be any of their problems. So that's one of the things that I normally would do,
because they don't even know us.
They don't know us.
It's true.
They don't know us at all.
So they're just looking at things from what they've read in textbook and so on. Every relationship is unique and different. So what you can take for your partner, because you know the person, you understand why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's not for someone to say it's not doing this. It's not your business.
Yeah.
This is a relationship, and we
know
what it is. It's paid. It's work for us. It's not complaining. I'm not complaining, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And that's something that people need to know. Whatever works for you, just live with it.
It's true.
Number
13. Shared values and how they have strengthened your bond.
Yes.
It has strengthened our bonds a lot. I think quickly, our families are very close. My parents and your parents are closed, both very, very close. That's family values is there, and that's one of the things that is making us grounded, or that's made us really rooted, because we got nowhere to go, either one of us. You can't talk to my dad; he will never listen to me. I attempted to speak to your dad one time, long time when we were married, and it's like, did I ask you to go and marry Bumi? Was I there when go and deal with your issues? So we have a lot that has helped us a lot. And they love you to beat in my family, and they love me to beat in your family. So
that's so true.
Like to beat too much. So I was like, okay, the only thing we want to do is to make these people, to give them peace, and let them be proud.
And hopefully we were able to do that.
Thank God we were able to do it. We don't want to bring misery to them. And so we're concerned about our families. So that has
really helped. And the other thing about shared values has to do with our faith. Because we're both Christians, born again, we're pastors as well, credentialed. So that has really helped us, because we look at things from the eye of a faith, from the eye of the scriptures, and that has really been, because when you have people who believe at the very core in different things, it's just it kind of can put a line down the middle like that. So our faith, the values of integrity, being altruistic behavior, and that has really strengthened us. And the support, like you mentioned, family support has been very good as a support system for us, because both families, and these days people want to marry, they don't even want to talk to their parents or their family, but that's a big mistake, because at the end of the day, it's only a matter of time you're going to need them. There's a reason God allowed you to come through that channel, so you cannot just do away with them. Now you say it's me and my husband alone. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Sometimes I look at the Indian relationship, even the matchmaking. If you watch the Indian matchmaking,
the families that actually make all the decisions.
The parents are making the decision, and they're gonna say, you're gonna marry next year,
and there's nothing you do,
there's
and
nothing.
It works.
And it works. When this, Auntie Sumi, whatever, Aunt Suma brings the biodata, she gives it to the parents first, and even if she and the family, the youngsters, we say, mom and dad are looking at it. How beautiful is that? So, and when they do their wedding, it takes like a week to complete. So all those things make a lot of sense. How are you going to just throw all those things away with little micro issue?
That's true. All right, let's keep going. Number 14.
14.
How have you navigated difficult times such as loss or illness? We've spoken about that. We both lost our brothers that we both love dearly, both of them, within a year of each other. It was really trying period. I mean, for me, it's still the most difficult part of my life ever. The worst thing that's happened to me in my life is that. And I've still got both of my parents, and of course, I've lost my mother and father-in-law, but they were, well, not my mother-in-law, but my father-in-law was 90 plus, but my mother-in-law, I didn't even get to, that was before we got married. So that was really tough. It was really tough, but, thank God for the partner I have in my wife, and we were able to support each other at that time. Even when we lost Brother Tope, that's your brother. You were in Dubai, and I was on my way to the US. So at the time you came back, I was already in the US. I was in Florida at the time, so we couldn't, but still, we're able to be on the phone, we're able to support and pray each other through it, and be able to get along. And that is what, being on the same page and knowing that, yes, we got each other's back is all about. Yeah, and same thing you did for me when, the bishop passed on. So that's about that. The role of friendship in your marriage. I'll go for that. I'd always say that, look, love as it is could be a little bit overrated in marriages. I think friendship is what trumps it all. When you're friends first, then it sets a template. It sets a bit of a foundation whereby you're free with each other, and you can tell each other, and that is what I think has kept us really good, because we started out as friends to start with, and that has been really good. So I cannot overestimate the the role of friendship in marriage. Being friends, I think it's key to me.
I know it. I'm thinking about friendship. I brought me back to when we were dating. Um, oh my gosh, when we were dating, and maybe I come to your house, I will see some little girls there. Like, what are they doing? And then you're like, I was sharing with somebody recently. There was particular one, no, not a lot. I mean, this particular one that you said she came to watch Ripples. I'm like, Ripples? So there's no
Yeah.
television in the whole of our street. She needs to go now. And you say, go and tell her, or you come to my house, you see some little boys. And but the thing is, we will laugh it off, and then I will say, "Oh, we did a lot." There was a time that we even went to one of my ex-boyfriends' house. Remember, we were
Oh
married.
yes. No, we were not married.
Oh, sorry, we were not married. Sorry, we were not married.
I wouldn't go to your ex-boyfriend if you're married.
We weren't married.
I would go with a gun.
But it was ex.
But, yeah.
And this is friendship. I'm like,
we're not married.
I'm like, dude, you know, there's this boy that I used to go out with. He's there. He lives here. Upstairs, we walked upstairs.
Yeah.
It was actually this boy called Soji at the time. And then we went upstairs, we went and see him because, yeah. So we do a whole lot. Yeah, friends, we were friends, we will fight, we will laugh, we will raise, we did a lot.
I think we're first friends before we're lovers. And I think that's the key to it. And that's really, and we'll continue to be friends even, till this very day. So that's been good. So keep your friendship alive regardless of what it is. I think that would be, it
helps.
Yeah, that will really
There's
help.
No more secret. I mean, when the secret is out, then what else? So if somebody is coming to tell you now that Timmy used to have this boyfriend, yes, I know. I actually met him.
Everybody's got a history.
Exactly.
So it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
All right. So the significance of shared hobbies and interests. Okay.
That's very significant.
Yes.
Especially to you.
To me, it's good, and I know you have really come around for that more than I probably have. I have now, but I'll just give a couple of instances. I know I play chess.
Yeah.
And initially it could be a bit of a, you can go hours just focusing on this, and it's not you, because I've even tried to teach you, but one of the things that you will be the one that will be, spreading, my husband and this and that. You are my biggest cheerleader when it comes to that. And even times when I'm playing, you would be staying with me, you would sit down there and encourage me, or even squash, you come to watch the games, you would do that together, and that's been so encouraging. And hardly would I lose any game that you are present there, because that's
I'll be telling the people. I think I put fear in their hearts already. I'm like, Master will beat you today. You don't know, and they'll be scared already. And
so having your partner to be your biggest champion, I think it does a lot to you. So that's been so good to see. So thank you for that.
That's okay. And I like it sometimes when you're watching that you're just doing this, you're playing the game again. I'm like, so are you playing with a girl this time, or is it a boy? Who is this on the thing at midnight that you're playing with? So I'll make fun, and we laugh it off. So we're interested. I don't even have much hobbies in my own. I like to walk. I walk a lot.
No, you do, but yours is okay. To yours, one of the things you love to do to walk around the house, to tidy up,
or exercise,
or maybe exercise, or maybe cooking. You want us to work together, and then we'll do that. Even though it helps me as well, but I know more you always want to have rather than working alone. And the other thing, which you've always said was that, look, I don't, even if you're not helping out with maybe cooking or stuff like that, but just be with me. Just sit down and be with me. I know you enjoy that, for me to just be there.
Yeah.
Even though I think I could be doing other things, but because you love to do that, I'll just sit down there.
Yeah.
And say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, mommy.
And then whatever you want me to do. But just little things like, and even then, the other thing we do, this is a shared hobby. We love music. We love to dance.
That's
many times at home, I just put music. I know that I will be dancing, listening to it, reminiscing. And these are the things that keep these things
true.
going.
That's true.
So these are some of our secrets we're sharing.
You're waking up in the morning, 6 o'clock, and I'm hearing Tunde Nights in Gay. I'm like, oh, thank you.
So little things like that has really helped us.
Yeah.
What you appreciate most about each other?
What I appreciate most. Do you want to go? Or you want me to go?
You can go.
I appreciate your smartness, Okomi. You're very smart. Hi, it doesn't matter if Obama, I'm sitting with Obama. I'm like, if I bring my husband here, Obama, you will bow. Like, you're very smart. I really like that. I like your swazi, like swagger. Good. And you've always been very clean, very smart looking as well, and highly intelligent. I like that. I like the fact that you're very tough. Like, you are you. Even though I am me, but I'm always thinking about other people. Oh, let them be comfortable. Like for example, don't be offended. Like, if there is water and you and you're thirsty, you drink water first. I will like, oh, maybe this person needs water. Let me give. And you don't feel guilty. Like, it's incredible. I really like that. Me, I'll be dead of guilt. I just drank the water. This person is. You just do it normally, and you don't mean any harm. This is just you. I like
I
that.
think it comes down to self-love. And I
Yeah.
think
And you're
also
teaching me too.
it comes down to self-love, because before you can give your best to others, you got to be your best.
I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's not been, I don't see that as being selfish. I think it's just being realistic. And I think you got to love yourself before you can love others. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love another person.
I always think that maybe maybe I can get water next time. Maybe this person can get the water. So maybe I should give this, then I will drink my own tomorrow. Something like that. That's the way I think. But anyway, so I love that thing about you, that you're not guilty. You just.
No, there's nothing to be guilty about. You just got to look after yourself so that you're now in the best version, best form to be able to
Wow.
look after the others. Because what you need to give others should be an overflow from your life.
Wow.
It should be an overflow from your life. You cannot deny yourself something and giving it to others. There's a moment, unless it's a life and death thing, then there's a place for that. But normally, if it's something, then you got to look after yourself. Even when you're in the plane, you know how they say that you got to put the air thing, the oxygen
before
even your child. So
yeah, I
it's the
didn't
same
know.
principle. Yeah.
I didn't know that I was denying myself at all. I never knew that is deny yourself. I always look positive in life. I always thought maybe I can get something next. Maybe this person can. Maybe I should. Yeah. But now, it's good to balance it out.
It's good to balance it out, as long as it's not life and death. That I can understand. But if it's all right, good.
So what do you appreciate about me?
Oh, everything.
Okay.
Everything. I appreciate everything. I mean, well, let me just put it this way. I see you as a spectrum. When I say spectrum, I think it's hard to put you in a box. You're beautiful in and out. You're intelligent. You're warm. You're the most lively person I've ever met. I've never seen anybody like you. And I'm not saying that. And it's not just me. I'm sure other people have said it as well. Okay. You're just an enigma of a person. I'm not saying it because you're my wife, just because it's the truth.
Thank you.
Anyway, and one of the things I love about you is that you can be sitting with the president of the world, America, whatever, today, and you still be as fine and comfortable and confident there as you will be sitting with the least of the least. You can be sitting on the floor, mopping the floor in the gutter in one slum in India or Africa, and you will still be yourself as you will be with it. And that's why I say you're a spectrum. Not many people have that to be able to flow in those two directions. I think that's really been so good.
Thank you.
I love that. And I've learned from that as well, because sometimes I try to be, put things in these and that, but it's good to be able to be all things to all people, even Paul, like Paul said. And that's why Jesus was able to mingle with everybody, mingle with the poor, the harlots, the sinners, and everything, made contact without contamination and all of that, but being able to influence them. And that's so good about it. And just your charisma as well, it just shines through. You enter a place, a room, it's like there's an aura around you that just warms everybody's heart. You bring sunshine to environments and to place. And
So
it's not a cliche, it's just the truth. That's my wife for you, and I'm so proud of that.
Oh,
So there's so many things I can say about you, but we don't have enough time to do
bless you.
that. So that's
Thank
it.
you.
Number 18. How have you supported each other's dreams and ambition? I think we've spoken about that.
We've said that, yeah. The importance of laughter and humor in your relationship, very important.
I think we laugh all the time. Sometimes we over laugh. We almost laugh off even more important. I mean, serious things we laugh about it, and sometimes it gets on my nerves because you more so than me, because I could be very, but you're like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't matter? This is got a deadline. I'm gonna do this. But now I just know that life is too flippant. Life is too short to be too taken serious. So you're gonna do what you have to do. But at the same time, you also got to know that, laughter is medicine. The Bible says
it is. When I'm laughing because I remember a particular time when, or situations when you are busy at work or you want to. I like it when you carry your laptop. You're doing like this. You're working. Honey, I'll see you later. I'll be laughing like, just take it. Life is not this hard. Take it easy. Like, I need deadline. We're changing our system in the office.
But really, I just that's
I just laugh like this is life is not too hard. It's too easy. So we laugh a lot.
To be able to balance that.
I know.
Yes, it is.
But if you're too serious, I can't be serious. I have to just break it with humor.
Yeah.
And you're very funny, very funny. Where you have your sense of humor from, I think it's from your dad. You will say something that will like, are you for real? Like, I always laugh.
Someone is saying, would there be room for questions? Yes,
there are plenty.
Yes, room for questions. You can tap it in the box and then we will be able to take it. Once we finish this 30 for 30. So number 19, let's see.
When we get to 20, we go for a quick break, and then we can answer your question. Maybe.
All right, so 20 now.
We can answer in the middle.
Okay, we can answer in the middle. Yeah, just drop. If there's any question, we'll take it as it comes. So you don't have to finish. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat box and we will take it. So 20, how have you managed conflicts and disagreements?
It's a good one.
It's a good one. I think, first of all, let me set the tone that we, one of the things that we've got going for us is that we agree on a lot of things. On the very core of what makes our marriage work are the things that we agree on. That's so good. And when we agree, we perfectly agree. But also, when we disagree, we perfectly disagree on those things but we find out those things that we disagree about they're not going to matter in the next year or so. They're not they're not deal breakers.
Yeah.
They're things like, okay, you want to wear red, I want to wear blue, and helping me with certain things and stuff. But over the years, we've come to understand that those things would not really matter. They're not the big together. But the things that we agree on, and which has been the bedrock of things like trust, fidelity to our promise to each other, having each other's back. Money matters has never been an issue. We agree on that.
Intimacy.
And that's intimacy. And that's so good because money matter, for instance, could split a relationship down the middle because somebody is a spender, the other is a saver, but we don't even care about money. We spend, we take risks, and these are the things that we kind of agree on perfectly. It really doesn't matter. If I take a risk today, I know I've got a safety net. My wife will not judge me, and she will understand that, look, because of the trust that I'm doing it because I believe something good will come out of it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. But the fact that you have tried it, it's what really matters.
Yeah.
So having each other's back like that, I think it's been very important. So we've been able to minimize the number of conflicts that we have and disagreements. But having said that, there's no relationship without conflict and disagreement. We still do have our fair share of that.
We had one major conflict once, very major, but we resolved it in like a couple of days. This is about, I think it was when the kids were little, and then I said to move something away or an obstacle, and I observed you didn't move the obstacle for 2 days, and I said something, and you're like, why are you talking to me like that? And so we had a fight. You didn't beat me, but I said, if you yell again, I'll call the police on you.
That was in Nigeria.
No, that was here in Mount Beauty. Nigeria, we don't
Okay,
police. Which police will come now?
Yeah.
And so we had the conflict. But in saying that, conflict, I think you're good with conflict management, but I hate your way of resolving it, because you just want it to go, get over it, get a life, and you are moving on. But I'm not moving on, because we really have
I think that also has to do with the differences between the man and the woman. You know, the way a man resolves conflicts and moves on is different from the way I believe a woman does. A man will not come and, I say sorry, so I don't have a problem. I think most men generally find it difficult to do that. Because by saying let's move on, because we believe it's gone. But I think the memory of the woman is huge.
You can't just say sorry for something that I feel is big. It affects me big. So you have to say a big sorry.
The thing is, that, it's just the way we need to learn and visit each other's kind of camp, because the way you process things, you want to talk things through, you want to distill it to see, okay, that you are very right. You always want to prove that
very
point.
Right.
But sometimes when I know that we may not agree on who is right or wrong, I just say, okay, can we just move on? We know that, okay, let's whatever.
And that's the problem, because you don't actually really believe that you were wrong. And that is when I'm not happy, because you actually think you're right, but you were not right at all.
But sometimes if it's something that is very subjective, there's no black and white, we can never know.
This
who's
is
right
a
or
conflict
wrong.
Right
It
now.
It depends on where we're coming from. It depends on what it is and where we're coming from. So that's why I feel, look, because we can continue to argue, because I know you're strong-willed and I'm also strong-willed.
Yeah.
So we're just going to find a way that, okay, can we just assume that, okay, you're right and I'm right and move on?
No, then we're not solving issue.
Anyway, but that's something that, but over the years, I've learned to, I think I've learned to be the one to say, okay, all right, I'm sorry.
You're good at it.
Even when I don't think, I may not 100% agree, but I've tried to now try and visit your camp and see things from your perspective and say, okay, maybe I could actually be wrong. Maybe it could be a different way I'm looking at it. And I just assume, okay, I just decide that yes, there's a different way.
You not decide, that I'm wrong, or you admit, or you genuinely.
I start by deciding. I start by choosing to just see things from your view and then play it out. I play a movie, I play that, and then over the times, and I say, okay, maybe that's true. And the next time, and I know that you're right in that thing. Because I can't just believe that I'm wrong without proving that I'm wrong. I need something to prove.
Don't you know what you're doing was wrong?
It depends on what it is. Because when... No. It's not a black and white thing. What we're talking about is not black and white thing. It's something that you need to now play it out and say, okay, that is true. Next time, that's another way to look at it.
Oh no.
So that's just me. That's me. That's something. But
number 20, we are on. Let's go on a break. We'll be back. And if you've got a question, type it in. We'll answer.
All right, we'll see you at the other side of the
equation.
Yes. Welcome back to
Have you been 30 blessed?
For 30.
Has you been blessed?
30 nuggets in our 30 years of marriage. We thought we'd just come and we're just having a chat. There's nothing formal. We're just being friends. We've always been friends. We always will be friends. And we just feel that whatever we share could be a benefit to somebody out there.
You're doing this very well, my dear.
Am I? Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
I could be hanging out with Bumi right now.
Yes, absolutely. Is there a new comment somewhere?
If there's a comment, it will be there.
Yeah, there is one.
So
if you want, okay. It says, let's see. This is from Dami. It said, what role did your faith play in your success? Oh, okay. I think we kind of touched on that, but it's a huge role that it's played in our success because we are both from the Christian faith. And we fundamentally believe that marriage is God ordained and God constituted and God instituted. So we see a marriage as not just between us, but as a covenant that has God in the middle of it. So whenever there are areas of uncertainty where we're not sure, we know who to go to as our umpire. So that's the first thing. We go on our knees and we just ask God, and never has it been that God hasn't come true for us. Every single time God gives us the wisdom, He sends somebody our way and things just work out for us. And that has been the bedrock of our relationship. So we cannot even do what we do without our faith in it.
And it just checks you, if you're going in the way that this is going to bring reproach to God, you get convicted in your heart, that you're digging your own hole. So it does help you because it checks you. You look back in.
Awesome. Thank you. Another question is, what advice would you give your younger self?
People always ask this question.
The advice I will give the younger self is that I don't think, maybe the younger ones, I don't think that was something I did or that I did personally that I think I would
regret it.
No. I think everything we've spoken about, that everything we did, it was just like our steps were ordered. Because even when we thought it was mischief or something, it was still good. Looking back now, I love it. We reminisce over it, and we wish that those days could be frozen and come back.
I know.
So I think the advice will be to the younger people, because what we're seeing today, we're seeing a completely different attitude to relationship and to marriage. But to my younger self, I think all the decisions I've made has brought us to this point, and I will not change any of those things. Yeah.
Me too. I have no regrets whatsoever.
Yes.
I am grateful, really. The way God, like you said, has been orchestrating and guiding our path.
Yeah.
And it's been beautiful from day one. In fact, there's no, if you want to compare the way we started to where we are, it's just like the same.
I was saying that too, because not a lot has changed.
Not a lot has changed.
We didn't come to marriage and just now
we want to marry.
We are now married, and then we're no longer the friends we used to be. We cannot play the way we used to play. We cannot do things. We just continued.
Our marriage was even like a joke, wasn't it? The way we married, we're like, we can marry in June. We can marry. Okay, let's marry.
And then we just said the date.
And that time we thought actually that the Jesus was coming. That's what we said.
Yeah, somebody was saying then that
there was a rumor that the second coming of Jesus is next year. So I'm like, Bumi, let's marry, and then we'll have a child, and let's see who the child is gonna look like. Maybe like me or like you. So it was a game. So to say, we were doing the game, we're still doing the game.
She didn't hear this because she would think she was an experiment.
She was actually.
But anyway, so that's the thing. So these days, people they're taking it. It's a serious thing to go into it, but at the same time, you got to take it and approach it as friends. When you do that, it's no longer legalistic, and you can be flexible in the relationship. I see people now, when they say, I want to get married, and they list all these things about their specs. And that's where I think marriage begins to go wrong, even before they get into it, because when you marry somebody for the wrong reason, chances are you've married the wrong person, because the reason for which you married them is wrong to start with. So who you're going to get will be based on those reasons, and those will be the wrong people. Now this day they say, no, who do you want to marry? I want somebody with 6 figures, 6-pack, and that's got 6 foot tall. So it's 666. And as far as I know, the number 666 is the number of the Antichrist. It's not something positive. So when you're looking for 6 figures, 6 feet, and 6-pack, something is wrong there. You cannot get to the end of your life. You cannot get to 30 years in marriage that we have been, and somebody asks you what is the secret of your success, and you say it's because of 6-pack.
One thing I'm going to say,
so people need to, I know those things are important. I'm not saying physical. I mean, of course, you were as attractive as you ever been. So I understand that, but that's not that should not be the deal breaker for it.
Because even though you said I'm attractive, if you want to do it like they do these days, you will look at an items like, oh, your ears is little, your mouth. You will look at details.
I didn't even, so
you just,
I just looked at exactly.
When you see it, you know. Well, when you know it, you know it. So the advice will be for you, when you know, just know it. Don't go back and say, oh, I know she's the one for me. But how about her legs,
Exactly.
How about her
things that are going to change? The legs is going to change anyway.
Anything can change. So,
So that would be my advice, that you look at the things, the things that are really eternal, things that are long lasting. And also, quick one, the advice I will have for the younger people will be like, when you're going into marriage, you're marrying the whole person. Okay. And what is a person? A person is a spirit, soul, and body. So you're going to consider everything in that order, as a matter of fact. So spiritually, where are they? A lot of people don't even look at that. They're looking at shape. They're looking at, physical features. But you've got to look at the spiritual person.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, of course, you've got to look at their soul, their mind. Are they intellectually compatible with you? Are they cerebral? Their emotions. What is their emotional life? Their thought pattern and all of that. Would they balance you emotionally? Would they be able to give you that emotional support you need? You look at that before you now begin to look at the physical part of it. But most times people don't even talk about the other two.
Yeah, and also I'm thinking, when you need to understand that things will change, that person will change.
Yeah.
And I remember some of the things that you might even think you like in the person when you see the person, and down the track could be the things that you hate the most.
Yeah.
And then you will now come back again. I think we went through that, especially you hate that thing. Like, I like you very outgoing, helping people. And then later you say, I don't want you to be outgoing again. Like everybody, you're all out. And then again, you came back and say, okay, that's you. So you need to have a room to occupy. Prepare your mind that things might change, and I will love this person irrespective. That thing that you saw the day one that you love the person, always hold that dear to your heart. Don't change it. Don't start to ruminate. How about this? How about that? No, you love this person. That's why you marry the person. You love them irrespective. Whether they now became amputees, you have to love them. Maybe they now become blindfolded. Whatever it is, you need to know your sacrifice. You've seen a lot of relationship old people that they like 100 years, they're still holding their hands, they still
it doesn't start.
What is your aspiration for life?
Yeah. So you've got to start with the end in mind.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the important thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah. All right, I think there's another question from Dami, which is what is the piece of advice that's sustaining you guys so far? I think we've spoken about that. Yeah, it's about just celebrating the spiritual dimension of each other, the physical and the soulish dimension too. Our emotions, and also having each other's back, having faith in it, and just being each other's friends. I think it's important. Do things together. Things, making sure that you visit. Also, know that we're not your wife is not you, and you're not your wife. Very, very important. Don't try to change the other person as long as it's not something that it's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Let them be them, because when you change somebody, they're not happy. They might do the things you want them to do, but they're not happy. They're not their happy self. Let them be the best version of themselves. You be the best version of yourself, and then find a way where you come together and be the best version of that unity, of that union that you have.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I think that sustain us is we build each other also. So Bumi will book a conference in Miami, for example, and say, honey, we're going. I will book a conference and say, we're going. Like, we building and we're doing things together in terms of even, Bumi will say, I'm doing this PhD, come with me. I'm like, let's go and do it. We do a whole lot, and we carry each other. It's not that one person is behind, one person is.
You got to grow together.
You got to grow together, because if this person is not growing, then that person is going to be so low to you. And when you're discussing or you're talking about something, that person will not appreciate it, because they've never been with you on this journey, because you're the one going. So it's good to hold each other, and whatever the capacity of that person is, manage them in that capacity, wherever their interests are. If you want to do business, go and do a master's or PhD in your business administration, because you love business, and then we'll help you together. You need to build each other, and that has sustained us as well. It's part of the things, and also trust.
Absolutely. Thank you for those questions. Please keep it coming if you're watching. Let's have your questions. We're live and direct, and we'll be able to attempt to answer them as much as we can. Yeah. So 21, the influence of family and friends on your marriage.
Positive,
but I must say also that not every family or every friend is
friendly.
Has a role to play positively in your marriage. You just got to be sensitive and pray about it. The fact that it's family does not mean that they have the best interest of a marriage, and the fact that it's friends, it doesn't mean they have the best interest. We've actually had to do away with friends who are actually enemies, calling themselves friends. And it's because, first of all, some of them don't like what you got.
Yeah.
And some of them are wanting to be what you are, but they're not wanting to let you know or to show that. So you find that there's a bit of that, but just got to be careful. Or they
want to pull you down.
Or they want to pull you down and stuff like that. So you just got to be sensitive and be in a place where you can pray for them and let God, really. And my wife is, she's a champion at picking that. And I think it's a woman thing. Women have that innate ability to pick things and say, look, that person, I see it. Even when I say, oh, they're okay, they only just say, no, you don't read that. So always listen to each other, know each other's strength, and be able to take cues from that, because that will save you a lot of heart pain. And we've seen that time and time again where maybe we've refused to quickly, do away with certain people or things, and then it's come back to bite us. But never again.
Yeah. But majorly, we are blessed with good families. Most of our families,
good family, definitely.
Are very good.
I can't even think of one that has been negative, but I know
few ones. And I guess it's because they know the connection between us, so nobody can come through anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
So if you and your wife are even my mom, my dad, his mom, dad, nobody can come in between us, because they know that these people they knew us growing together from like age 18, so like that, they knew how we started, they knew how we love each other, they know where we are in each other's life, so they will not even attempt to come in. Nobody. So major one, but some foolish ones will attempt, and but then they will fall flat on their own faces. So get each other's back, we'll be fine.
22, the impact of technology on your relationship.
Yeah, this is important.
Okay, cool.
So importance of technology, the impact. So sometimes the impact could be, like I said before, I said to my husband sometimes, are you playing squash, chess with this time midnight? Is it a girl? What's her name? We laugh, but it's not bad. So to say, it's really not bad. We have TV in our rooms as well, and we watch TV together. And we've always had TV in the room from the day we got married in Nigeria. Even we had TV in our room, but again, we know when to switch it off. Sometimes my husband might wake up at 5 o'clock and he wants to listen to messages, messages, this one, that one, like that, and he put it off. I'm still sleeping, or we wake up, we both of us are watching. So we do use this, but we know we don't let any technology control us. We control our technologies. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I'm just looking for, we have this app, I'm trying to, it kind of pops up.
Love
nudges it's called.
Love nudges.
Yeah. That we use. So there's a lot of app there, a lot of technology that you can use to your advantage, because technology in itself is neutral. Yeah. It's not good or bad. It's how you use it that determines whether you find it good or bad. Right. So for us, we've tried to get the benefit of the positive aspect of it. So things like making sure that we just text each other every now and again, how you doing, what's happening, and then the love nudge is something that we programmed it that said, look, at 12 you got to say something to her and all of that. So it just keeps that communication going. She might be busy, just receiving that, it's like it does something. It's kind of calms you down and everything, and vice versa as well. So it's very important, but use it wisely, because it could also be used to disadvantage of a relationship. You can get hooked to it, and we can see how it could affect relationship negatively. So
that's all we use technology for in our relationship.
The role of traditions and rituals in your marriage.
Oh, we have rituals.
Oh, we do have rituals. We do have traditions as well. Not just the marriage, even as a family
As
now.
a family.
For instance, every Sunday now at about 3 o'clock, we have Bible study at home with our children. Whether they can be physically present or we we do it virtually, we do that. And then every Eve 31st, we have a family meeting where we discuss the vision of the family for the next year.
And where we're coming from. So we do have rituals. It's very important to us. And also it does check us to know how we've been traveling, And also we have our date nights.
We have date nights, Thursdays.
We're not rigid about this date night because every night is a date night for us, as we've said. Anyway, but we do find time to do date night, except maybe he travels or I'm working too hard or whatever. But we do have some rituals that we follow.
Yes, that's important. So,
how have you celebrated milestone and anniversaries?
Well, we're doing one right now. So this is one of it, and we've always marked it. Your 40th, my 40th, your 50, my 50.
Our wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary. Renewal. We went to Paris to do that and all of that. We've always not let anything go uncelebrated because we know that every day is a gift from God.
It's a gift.
And every milestone, it's even a bigger gift because we're not guaranteed that. We've seen people who, could live up to 80, 90 and then they never made it. So every day we're just grateful to God for that, and then we just use the opportunity to thank God. Yeah. Every celebration is just being grateful to God.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
And we never fail to do that. Yeah. Because to whom much is given, much is expected. So it's our testimony to say, God, we thank you for what you're doing.
That's question number 25. You already answered.
Where is it?
The role of gratitude in relationship.
There you go.
It's actually really important because every now and then Bumi will tell me how important my life is to him. He will say things like, when I have you, I think I can move a mountain. And so these things play on your head, and you know that, all right, you're important in this guy's life. You're going to be there for him, and he values your being, and also the same thing. I'm very grateful, and I say to him all the time. Around me, I look around, I'm looking at, even in my family, I know I've got a lot of families that are blessed as well in their relationship, my aunties that are blessed, and stuff like that. But I am very, very blessed. I am really, really grateful. And I guess when we got married, we didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Like, I told you this. I didn't see, you weren't even handsome at the time. Now you're cute. Everybody's saying your husband is handsome.
That's a matter of opinion. It's not a matter of fact.
No, it's a fact, because you said our wedding photo, you don't want to say.
I was born handsome.
No.
But I was differently handsome.
Oh dear. You always find words to cover. But really, there was no money, there was no handsome. So the way we're evolving, I'm like, I'm grateful to God I chose this guy. So look at him, he's turned out good. Turned out, all I saw was brain. He was very intelligent. He's still very intelligent. If you know my husband, you can't put money value on it. So gratitude is big. Grateful. So we say to each other how grateful we are to have each other in each other's lives. So I don't think my life would have been the same if I don't marry this guy.
Yeah. Same here. So you can't be great if you're not grateful. I think that's pretty much it. So, and it's just a matter of saying that it's not all our doing. You have a part to play, because definitely you can't just fold your hand.
Yeah.
But haven't done all to do the rest, the X factor, that's the God factor comes in. And when you're being graced that way, I think the least you can do is just to show gratitude and just say, Papa, thank you for what you're doing, for ordering our steps, for paving the way for us, for being our way maker, and for just keeping us every day.
You see, I'm laughing because my husband has got all these nuggets. If you're not grateful, you can't be great, you see. So this is what I get. And I'm
What
like,
what
when
have you learned from each other? I think we kind of
we,
touched it a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah. I've just learned from it, from you particularly, that look, uh, to be more open,
yeah,
because I could be close. I mean, I could be close maybe because of my upbringing and everything, But now I think I've kind of been more open because you've always been that, and I think it's good. Um, and I've also, what have I learned? I've learned a lot that I can't even remember one now. I've learned a lot of things. I think just your okay, you're very generous to a fault. Your giving nature. You give everything and anything at all to people, even strangers and all of that. So that's something which is a nature of Christ. But then I think there's a way I've been able to try and just put boundaries so that it's not abused. Dominate is not abused. Because you don't want to give gold or pear to the pigs and those who do not deserve their God. God never said that. So it's a matter of striving to come back. But I think my generosity has actually increased more because of
thank you. Thank you. Me, I think I've learned a lot from you, like to balancing, like you said, to balance life, and that you might not know when you're neglecting what matters to you at the expense of doing this. So I catch myself now. I refrain from being overtly lost in whatever I think I'm doing. So I've learned that from you. And you also, I learned that it's not the way you start, sometimes. And when your spirit is talking to you, if you got somebody that that your spirit of God tells you this is your husband, just go. You might not see it today, watch out tomorrow. Like I said, um, even our wedding, we didn't have any money for wedding. I bought all my clothes and I took it to them and they gave it back to me, something like that. But now my husband is like, I've paid for Tesla, go and collect it. I paid for this, go and collect it. I never saw that. So, but thank God that I listened to God and to my spirit, because I would have thrown my pearl away. And so, whatever it looks like right now, if God tells you this is your wife or this is your husband, don't just run with it and just let God carry you. But you need to have God. If you don't have God factor, that X factor in it, then you're the captain of your own ship. So don't turn around and blame God in the future when you didn't bring God along to start with. Because I started with God actually. I brought God into my relationship. One person needs to know this is the firm foundation. You need to know at the time. So that's what I've said. I've learned a lot.
that's so good.
I'm grateful to God. That's why I'm really grateful. Like, I didn't even see this coming out. I can go get tested. And somebody don't know where your journey is from, and then they say, oh, now she's lucky. I'm not lucky, but I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed. And so, like you said, if you desire it, then appreciate it, then you can attract it and you can have it. But if you trivialize it, if you trample it, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it at all. So, and also you need to know the story. That's why we're sharing the story. A little bit of the story.
Whatever you appreciate, we have that. If you're casual about things, then you're casual.
Funny casual.
I think so. And I think it doesn't, I agree 100% with what you said. And it's just that people now see marriage as something to see for eternity, but it's never going to be like that, because marriage is not like that. You've got to just trust each other that you know that, because it's a long journey, it's a long lasting journey. Why don't you trust the person that knows the journey, that knows the future, that knows the end of it, instead of trusting yourself? What the person needs to do is help you get the 5 10 years time.
What came to my mind also, sorry, is that coming into the relationship, I wasn't coming with any expectation. I wasn't coming that he's gonna buy me this, buy me that. I'm actually looking for how I'm gonna bless him, how I'm gonna make a difference in his life, how my life when I enter is gonna blow. So I always say all I have to do is to pray for you and just let God see. let God carry you. See, I'm just gonna. That's what I always say. So when you are going to relationship and you're thinking, oh, is he going to buy me this? Is he going to buy me? I think already
It's lost.
it's faulty. It's really faulty.
Because it's not about what you're going to get.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with the
Yeah.
relationship?
Yeah.
Both of you are looking at it from that point. Then you have a dividing time. But it's about, oh, just have this. I want to buy me 20,000 rupees, and you're already poor.
Yeah.
From the start, because it's about what you're getting.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Relationships are not built on what you're getting. It's about what you're going to do. What you give us get. And that's what it's all about. So,
Lovely.
all right, 27.
27. We do 27 and then we go on a quick break and we do that.
How have you maintained the sense of individuality within your marriage? Okay. I think, I don't know if when I started, I think I could explain, maybe I could repeat it.
You could repeat that.
Yeah, because I think we lost audio at some point. I think there are 3 frames you can have in a marriage or in a relationship. I think we've adopted the third one, which is the M frame. I will come to that. And that is what has sustained and maintained our individuality. The first is the A frame. The A frame is like this, whereby we lean each other, leans something like that, and it's an A. But in between us, there's nothing there. We're not even steady.
Yeah.
And that is dependent. We're depending on it. So if somebody moves, the other person is in a mess. So that's the dependent frame. That doesn't work. That's the A frame. The next one is the H frame, where you're living parallel lives. There's a pillar here, and there's one there, and you're just touching in the middle. So that's the H frame. We're living individual lives. That does not work either, because that's the independence kind of frame, independent frame. But the third one, which is the M1, is the one that works very well, where you're both standing, but at the same time, you're also both, there's also an overlap where you're holding each other in an M shape. And then you're not leaving any room for any intruders. If anybody tries to get in between you guys, it becomes impenetrable. You can't do that. So, and that's where you can maintain your individuality. In the letter M, there's the 2 pillars, which are individual, but then you have the other one also crossing and overlapping. H, you're standing, you're living parallel lives, you're just touching there. A, you're leaning, and all it needs is if somebody moves, the whole thing falls apart.
Collapse.
So we've maintained the interdependence, which is the M frame of a marriage, which means that we've maintained our individuality, because we're 2 different people. Let's face it. We're 2 different people with different personalities as well. But we've been able to fan the flame of those personalities in each other to be the best that we can be in those ones. She supported me in my career and understood me for who I am, my strengths, and encouraged me in my strengths, area of strengths, to be the best. I've done the same for her as well. And that has been the thing. Without, because we know that if one person wins, we both win.
We're winning.
So we're not competing at all. We are both secure in our own ways. So and I think that's the thing, because a lot of people are people, even though they're supposed to be on the same team, but they operate as if they're on opposite teams. And that's the problem. We're on the same team. It really doesn't matter. If somebody wins, we both win. So when you know that in the covenant there's mutual sharing of everything, then it really doesn't matter. We're all after the same goal, to win. So once that is important, and then just use each other's strength and each other's God-given talent and individuality, find it to be the best you can be, then bring it together from unstoppable.
The other thing I was going to talk about the individuality is that you might say, I want to go watch Olympic with the boys, I let you go. I might say, I want to go with the girls, you let me go too. But we're very reasonable. We check in with each other. For example, I will not go with the girls and maybe blow the budget, and I try not to even touch your budget, even though you're going to give me the card. I remember a few times I'm using your card. I was like, hey, what's the pin number again? I've given you 1 million times. I don't know what it is. And I will hardly ever use it, because I really want you to be good and to not stress with me putting you down by finishing your money. Really, something like that. I won't do that. And and you don't care. You want me to do whatever, but I'm just being reasonable. Like, it's gonna come back to me. When you're winning, I'm winning, and I really want you to win. I want you to win.
28, the significance of forgiveness in your relationship. I think it's huge. If you don't forgive, you can't move forward. Yeah, it's like a will climb. Harboring forgiveness is like a will climb, and unforgiveness is like a will climb. You can't really move, and you're thinking you're doing the other person. It's actually you. I mean,
yourself.
the cliche has been said that you're like giving other somebody poison and hoping that the other person die. Uh, Saying sorry is not a sign of weakness; it's actually a sign of strength. So I think forgiveness is key. And from our faith, the one thing that is don't forgive, the Bible says that God is not able to forgive. So you do yourself a lot of good when you forgive and let go, because you set yourself free from others, you're allowing your prayers to be answered, and you're finding that you're being on the right path with God as well. And forget about the other person, or even just forgive them and leave them to them. You're getting God to catch a path for you. I think it's very important. And we never had issues like that. I mean, we can talk about people and all of that, but once we talk about it, it's all gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
We even laugh at it afterwards. So I think we have not offended each other that much to the extent of unforgiveness, between us.
Yeah.
There hasn't been any major thing that you say you don't forgive, like seriously. We might as well not be together if we're not going to forgive.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah. The impact of travel
and shared experience.
Yeah.
We love to travel. But for COVID, every year, I mean, every year we kind of we make trips. Every quarter we travel either in states, weekends, or everywhere we combine to overseas. We try to do that. So
very important to us.
We need to record all these experiences, photos, and places, and people, and things, and conferences, and all of that. So it's part of our life. We don't want to wait until we're 60, 70 or something to now want to come to work. Today, at that point, you can't even enjoy or favor all the good things that are those things, because your interests have changed at that point. But when you still have the mojo, when you still have the kick, when you still have each other, when you still in the good, then you can do all this. And I will be all over the world, literally all over the world. And there's still more to see, and we'll still continue to do that. So it's part of our life. We travel, we take places, people, and we continue to do that, and God gives us life strength to use to do.
And we have fun travel. So we'll try everything when we travel. We'll go to 5 star and then we go to budget to go and experience our backpack route. I will be laughing. We do all sorts. I guess when you are like over 60, you can't be doing all these nonsense things. At least we've done it.
And memories are there. We talk about it.
Yeah.
Those are the things that the deposit in a relationship that you continue to do over and over. Yeah. And now we go to the lucky last question: your hopes and aspirations for the next 7 years. Oh, I think I think we'll just continue to do what we've been doing. I wouldn't take anything from at a higher level, at a deeper level. So, deepening our friendship, deepening our relationship with God, spirituality, deepening our significant and impact upon other people, about the next generation particularly. So that's what we're looking to do now, to share and live experiences to see how others can benefit from it. And that was why we started this, couples evolution was helped through you, that's the relationship platform, and also a book launch as well. Let's show the video, not sure if you were, for those who were not here when we showed it the first time. We're coming out with a book which will be published very soon. We know why your marriage struggles and how to reinvent it. And as a matter of fact, let's know this is number one. Let's see which of these cover you would like to see. This is number one. This is number two. This is number three. And this is number four. So of these four covers of this book, let's see which one you would like to see.
Yeah.
And if you want to check out our website, you go to couplesevolution.org. right here. Purposeevolution.org. New. And yes, so that's about that. Now, I think the last question was about what are your goals and aspirations for the next 30 years, which you're talking about. I think people will want to maybe just the last word, what you want to leave the parting shot for this 30 for 30 we've gotten
Yeah.
today.
It's interesting you didn't ask me my own aspiration.
Oh, I already covered it. All right, go for it.
Anyway, as the chairman of our home, I think I will not have a vision, but one vision. So your hope and aspiration is my hope and aspiration. But I just pray that God will grant us good health continually, and we continue to have fullness of joy and a satisfied life. I pray for, as it's always been. It's just to pray. But it's been excellent. So the I was gonna say I actually did not know when 30 years has come. You know? Huh?
When 30 years is gone.
When 30 years is gone or come, I mean it's gone. Like it's really interesting. I couldn't believe it's already 30 years. Like seriously, it looks like yesterday. And the fact that it's now 37 technically, for 7 years of courtship. And it's interesting. Are we supposed to be like old now or something?
I know people look at us and say they don't even look like they're 37 years old.
I think it's a lot.
I think it's just the grace of God. I think we kind of, and I think the Bible said that laughter is medicine. I think it's the way we carry ourselves. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We joke very well. We laugh very well. We live to the maximum. We love to the maximum. We laugh to the maximum. I think those are the three L's.
Yeah.
And also, just the commitment and just the intentionality and consciousness. You want to make things work for the other, not just about yourself. How can I serve God today, and vice versa. And I think that's always been the thing. And if your goal is being to serve the other person, it comes back to you. Very cool.
Yeah. So, it's been fantastic. One of the big things.
And that keeps us young.
Yeah.
That keeps us young as well. And
when I was going to say that, when I tell my mom that, Mom, this boy is toasting me or something, Mommy will laugh and say, I want to tell your phone. You were the only person that Mommy did not say anything. How come as a carpenter with your shit? Oh, lady boyfriend, Mom, I'm not. I think all my friends had boyfriend. All of them. One boyfriend. Why can't I have boyfriend? Yeah, she's watching from the UK. I want any boyfriend to pay and all that. And Mommy will say, no, the boyfriend. But and when Mom passed, you were the only person that was able to touch my heart the way Mom touched you. And Mom, I laughed with Mom. I talked with Mom and everything, and that was my love, my best love. And when she left, and then we were able to feel Mom's face. Technically, when I say we had boyfriend and all those things, you had boyfriend, but you never loved. You were the best person that I ever loved. To understand what love means, I guess that is why I'm lost in it, because I've never loved. I don't know what love was. You just have this, good boyfriend, but when you say love like that or all those things, you're the first one. So I'm really grateful. I just want people to know that marriage is beautiful, marriage is sweet, and we should stop saying negative things about marriage, because God instituted this industry, this ministry. It's a ministry of sacrifice, ministry of joy, ministry of love, ministry of giving. Is God ordained. So don't trivialize relationship, don't trivialize marriage. I just want to beg you, there's fun there. Just know if God is in it. I always say that He will see you through. There will be obstacles, there will be misgiving, there will be misunderstanding, but at the end of the day, you will stand. And I resent the fact that relationship breaks sillily. I know something that you think is painful to you. I've seen things that was very painful to me like 30 years ago. 10 years after that, I'm like, why were we fighting again? Why was I even angry that time? Remember, we forgot what it was. See, relationship, I just pray that you'll be able to walk through your relationship. And I also want to mention midlife crisis. So midlife crisis will come, menopause will come, but people say about menopause, when you have it, you go mad, you go crazy. And so when you get there, you too, you want to go mad, because people have been saying, science has been saying, you can claim, you can declare what you want in your life. And say, they said it's been, how come our parents, they had this menopause as well, but they managed it. They were not saying, oh, I'm going crazy now because of menopause. My mother was never crazy. She was stable all through to death, balanced. Your mom was stable. So we see all that. These things will come, but you can manage, you can control. God has given us the spirit to control another spirit that might be disturbing us. I just want to say, you don't need to go crazy because menopause is crazy. You don't need to have unnecessary expectation on each other. Be kind to each other. And I just pray that people will just continue to enjoy the beauty of relationship and marriage. I pray.
And so powerful, so good. Yeah, for that. I just want to say also, just for the fact that, a lot of people need to take their relationship and love to the level of commitment, because there is a passionate love, which is the butterflies and all of that. And a lot of people stop there. There's also the intimate love, which is where you share emotional connection and things like that, but it's not enough. The next level is the commitment, whereby you make conscious effort to see to the, yeah, your fears, to the joy and the happiness of the so, so, don't just stop at the level of passion or the level of intimacy, but go to the level of commitment, really giving up. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
As you do that, God is going to bless everything you do. It's going to bless the favor of your hand. It's going to bless everything that you pray for. So the reward what you work for. So that's do what you go for. And it will surprise you with what you have not even asked. Because it's an awesome God. He wants to bless for you in your marriage. And I pray that you pray on every relationship, every couple, whether you're single, in courtship or in marriage, who you might be doing it up. Don't give up. Don't give up, because at the end of the day, we all go through things, but it's how you are able to respond to the pain, the challenges, and overcome it. That's what grows you.
Yeah.
That's what gets you in a better mood. And then, there's even the joy of making up. There's the joy of making up.
Yeah.
And so I just want to leave you with that permission, and so that the single trying to get into marriage is not by sight. It's God bless you.
God bless you and thank you for watching. It's now 2 hours.
Maybe 2 hours.
Yeah. So
So
get to wherever you want to get and tap into whatever you want to tap into in between these little nuggets.
thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank
We
you.
love you.
Love you too. Well, I love my baby more. Love you too.